Hi guys, so for the past couple of classes we've been working on drawing skulls, and every time we draw them they look a little bit different. Everybody works at a different level, and you know, you're all slightly at a different pace too. What we're going to do in this video is just try to talk to you about using some reference photos and taking your plain skull and turning it into a more stylized skull that maybe tells a story. So what writer do you think that this drawing is based on? Okay, so think about that for a while. Look at all the objects that are in the illustration, and I'm sure someone will come to mind. So again, with that being said, you should have a skull sketch that has some details and a little bit of shading in it. The teeth should be in by now, and if you didn't get to the shading, we'll do a little bit of that tonight too. Okay, so let's get started working on our stylized skull. We started our skull drawing off with a basic, you know, a circle, a rectangular shape that we kind of brought a point to the bottom to create our chin. And then we divided the space up to kind of learn the proportions of where the eyes, the nose, and the mouth should go. Also some curved lines helped us line up those teeth so that they look like they were, you know, diminishing properly, you know, moving away from the front teeth to the back teeth. So we use some curved lines as a guide to help us along. And then we added some, you know, some cracks and tried to make it look real creepy, added some more shading to it and really darkened it up to create some more three-dimensional, you know, illusionary depth in our drawing. Now we are at the point where you have a basic skull, and we want to stylize it. We just want to turn it into a more creative project so that it's not just a skull with some shading. So this is where hopefully you'll have some fun with it, but reference photos are really important. So if you want to really get into your shading, you might want to print or look at, you know, an image from a drawing of a skull from someone else, just to see how they attacked this shading and how dark they made their darks and where they pulled out highlights. It's always good to have a reference. You don't want to copy theirs exactly. You know, you're going to appropriate it and like turn it into your own. You could draw your skull also and decorate it to look like a skull, maybe to celebrate All Souls Day. So, you know, some people are going to have like highly detailed, you know, more traditional skulls, and then other students are going to want to make them more fun and creative in that aspect. So it's really important to have reference photos. So for this one that I sketched out, I had, you know, an image of a crow. I had an image of a book, and then I looked for just leaving clip art of the feather crow quill pen and a jar of ink. And I kind of put them all together. My crow's not even finished. He should be more black and scarier looking, but I haven't finished it yet. So it's just kind of like blocked in, and I can add to it and make my values darker. I can outline with micron pen. I can start adding ink to that. It doesn't have to stay a pencil drawing. Yours doesn't have to stay a pencil drawing either. You definitely can do yours in graphite pencil if you want to, but you can start to add color. So with this guy, I'm going to, guy, girl, whoever, I'm going to add some flowers and make mine for the celebration of All Souls Day to represent that. And I'm probably going to add some watercolor. You could use markers, crayons, colored pencils, you know, outline with gel pens, whatever you want to do. You definitely can do it up, especially if you have something that has designs going around the eyes and the nose and the chin in that area. Like, you can create some line designs, and you definitely can throw color in there too. Okay, so it's the creativity part of this project is completely up to you. It's open to whatever you want to do with it. Okay, just don't leave it a plain old blank skull. Okay, let's get started. some of my lines are really dark. I'm going to have to erase. I'm just going to draw on top and around, and I want to throw my details in before I put any more shading into this skull. You know, because I don't want to put too much detail in, and then I'm going to cover over it. I'm going to overlap it with some of these flowers and floral, you know, natural elements. So then I can add the shading in after. And if I want to add color, you know, I don't want to do too much graphite shading so that I have the opportunity to put the color in. I'm going to do the drawing portion in a time lapse. So once I'm happy with the drawn elements, I threw a book in here. I have the skull with some flowers and a butterfly to represent change. I'm going to start to ink the drawing. So basically I'm just going to take a Sharpie marker and permanent Sharpie marker, a fine tip, and I'm going to go over all my pencil lines, just the outlines for now. Now that the outline is done, I'm ready for color. You can use colored pencil, you can use watercolor, you can use crayons, you can leave it just a graphite drawing and, you know, blend with your blending stump and add more shading so that you can really bring out more of the shadows and the cast shadows on the table or on the book rather. And I'm going to actually just start to put some watercolor in. And there you have it. There's our stylized skull. I hope you had as much fun drawing yours as I had drawing and painting mine. And see you in the next one. Bye.